guys, this is Mia from the Sibyl Tarot, and well, today I am going to show you my favorite deck of all times. So, the typical question like, what deck would you save from fire? So my deck without doubt is Tarot of Vampires by River Place, and there are so many reasons for me to love this deck. So well, my edition is trimmed and edged in black because it had like some hideous borders, white and very white, and as well my edition was kind of not very well centered, so the borders were irregular and that drove me nuts. So I did the corners because they were pointy, and I trimmed it. And well, first of all, I love this kind of artwork. In general, I like Robert Place's decks very much, but the artwork is great in here. I really love it. This card, like this Nosferatu thing, is amazing. I love that it is kind of Marseille RWS mixture, like the pips are illustrated but not so much, but the illustrations are still enough for awakening this inspiration, this intuition, without cluttering it too much. So I really love it. So well, we can get a look of the deck in general, and it's very dark and spooky, but I love that this deck has a lot of depth. Well, in general, everything that Robert Place does is from a good quality. It's for good quality. I mean, he definitely knows his thing, and I think that all of his decks are in general very deep. And well, as well, I am a big fan of Dracula. So as a person who has read the book a lot of times and from top to bottom, I find a lot of meaning in these cards. So well, the peeps are different, are flowers for in here we have flowers that are pentacles. These bottles that are like holy water. Holy water is cups. We have knives or swords, and we have stakes in place of wands. And well, as you can see, the pictures are quite simple, but at the same time are very direct. And this is something that I really like, that I find this deck to be very direct. And well, the fact as well that the court cards are based on real people, as in here Edgar Allan Poe. And there's a card, I think, this one with Pamela Coleman Smith. I really love that the court cards are based on real people and authors. You can get here an idea. So there's like a funny story with this deck. As you probably know, or perhaps know, it is an OOP deck. And well, my partner got me a copy last Christmas after I had been such a pest with I want this deck, and well, he spent a lot of money. I love this card. He spent a lot of money on the deck, and he almost lost it when he saw me trimming it. But I really wanted this deck, and I have tiny hands, so I can barely take the deck now that it's trimmed. And when it was not trimmed, it was something like this, and there was no possible way for me to handle it. So I was like, okay, I don't mind how much it costs. I really wanted this deck, and there's no way I'm not going to use it. So well, I have separated in here my favorite cards of the deck, and also because I really find a meaning that really correlates with traditional tarot meaning, but as well relates to the story, and I think they are really good and really surprising. So for starters, the Fool. The first thing that you read is how Jonathan travels to the castle and enters the castle, a castle that is completely unknown for him. And as well, he has been given a few things on the way of locals. There's a woman that gives him some advice. Well, she actually recommends him not to go there, but she gives him some advice, and if I remember right, she gives him a rosary or some other religious object. But the thing is, like, I really see it like this bag the Fool is carrying, and this is like the whole beginning of the story, when Jonathan is invited into the castle and he decides to enter, and the whole journey starts in there. So next, the card that I really love in here is the Two of Cups. So there is a part of the book when where there's a transfusion of blood, and a fun fact about the book is that blood transfusions weren't a thing when Bram Stoker wrote it. So it was like the precedent, it was like the idea, like this thing can be done, but as far as I know, it wasn't a common practice. And this is Dr. Van Helsing, and this is Lucy, and I believe that Lord Godalming is the other one. Thing is that Lucy is basically in contraposition with Mina, the other character, the other female character. While Mina represents virtue, Lucy is like the woman that everyone desires, that everyone falls for. And in here, this blood transfusion, this fluid transfusion is quite sexual and quite the essence of the Two of Cups. Next card that I really like is Three of Cups, because in here there's Mina one. She has been beaten by Dracula, as you can see in there, the bite. So once she has been beaten, and there's Jonathan like consoling her, but she's really torn because the bite makes her desire Dracula so badly, but at the same time she's a loyal woman. She feels awful for doing this, for feeling this to Jonathan. I feel that this kind of depiction in here is a great representation of the most traditional meaning of the Three of Cups as a love triangle or something like that. So I really like this one. And the other two left are major arcana. So the first one is Mina as the High Priestess, and she's a very smart woman, and she proves to be very useful in general during the novel. And as well, she's like really smart. She can do a lot of things that women of her age didn't usually do. And I love how she is represented as the High Priestess, because her knowledge, she is the one that allows the others to stop Dracula. So her knowledge is key, and she goes into the shadows to acquire that knowledge. So this is why I think that this is an amazing representation of the High Priestess. And here it's called the Madman, and it is Arcana number 12, so it is the Hanged Man actually. And I really love this because this is the one book character that has freaked me out as in real life. I mean, there is like this section of the book where it describes how Renly, this guy, is pursuing this flies sorry, is pursuing the flies, is obsessed with flies, and is eating flies, and it is so very creepy, and I love it. And I love that it's like the depiction of the hangman, because, well, he is actually under this spell or under the influence of Dracula, so he is not really his own being. He is getting a different perspective of life thanks to the influence of Dracula, and it's a quite deep one in my opinion. So, well, what I can tell is that this is the one deck I would definitely say from fire. This is my favorite deck in the world. So what is yours? I would really like to know, so you can comment with your favorite deck, or make a video response, or just well, whatever, interact, and this is about it. So thank you very much for watching. Just remind you that you can see more at sibylstarot.com, and well, please subscribe to my channel, or not, but do. Bye.